Hi there, you are on Knowledge for All YouTube channel and you are watching Scratch tutorials, to be more precise, Scratch block tutorials, and in this video we are going to explain Scratch block which is called say, or say hello to be more precise. Okay, let's go to Scratch to see what this block does. We have used this block already before. It's one of the looks blocks. It's purple or indigo, or how do you call it, this color. Click on the looks blocks group and it's second from above. Drag and drop it to your right and it will say hello and it will say hello. So in this we have used it before when we have started our game with when green flag clicked, then cat will say hello. Let's start and see which does it work. Yeah, it does work, but we are going to explain it here again. Not again, we used it before without explaining. Now we are going to explain it a little and to see that we can fall into some kind of problems with it if we want to code something more complex or if we want to experiment more with it. Okay, so as it's written on this block, say hello, when this block is used, as we have just seen here by clicking on green arrow, cat or the player character you are using will say hello, but it will not say it in audio. It will not say it in some kind of voice like MP3 or whatever you use as a voice record song or whatever, like a sound. That say hello, that means it will just draw hello text on the screen in a little comic like bubble. So this say means character will only and always use these speech bubbles, comic like bubbles, and the text you are typing here will be typed on the screen, just not to be confused with the other blocks and code we will use and commands we will use later, which use the sound. For now, say means just type something on the screen. In our case it was hello, but what we can see here, as long as this game is turned on, this say hello block is on, hello is on the screen, and it will stay there forever. Why? Because we just told Scratch to do so. We told him here to say hello, and did we told Scratch to delete it? Is there a delete hello underneath it? No. Did we told Scratch to remove it? No. Is there some command remove this say block later? No, there isn't. So Scratch is doing only what we are telling him to do, and as we have seen before, sometimes it can be confusing from our human perspective, but Scratch doesn't care. It's a machine, it's a program, it's a computer, so Scratch doesn't, he does only what we say to him. So we have now problem that we, for example, want to remove this hello from the screen, because if we use our left and right arrow keys to move the cat, this hello stays forever. We don't like it, we don't need it on the screen. The game started just so somehow, can you please remove it? But that doesn't work. For when you talk to Scratch, it doesn't work. You have to code it, you have to program it, so we have to find a solution for that, and we will show that in some of the next movies. It's simple, but for now, let's say we don't know how to do it. But other thing I want to show and show you how it's done, and another problem you can have if you want to add more text. For example, if you wanted to say here if you wanted to say for example, hello, I'm Scratch Cat, and let's duplicate this block one more time and say welcome to programming. And for example, if I wanted to say this kind of text, this kind of speech, that I wanted the cat to say this kind of text: hello, I'm Scratch Cat, welcome to programming. First try would probably be just to type it in 3 Scratch blocks, say blocks, and connect them together, snap them together, and let's try it and see what happens. Oops. So cat just says welcome to programming. Maybe it's some kind of error. Let's stop it with the red button and try it again with the green arrow, flag. No, Scratch says only welcome to programming. So you're probably confused now. So let's detach those two and try with hello only. Okay, so hello works. Let's add now I'm Scratch Cat. That works too, but now I haven't seen the hello text, only I'm Scratch Cat. And when I add the last one, I will only see the last one. Okay, so what the Scratch is doing here, and why are you confused probably now? Scratch is doing reading of this code and executing this code really fast. I think I have noted that before, and I said to you that before, to be aware of it. So if you are new to computers or don't use them, it will probably be confusing, but you can think of it just like comparing it to some simple calculator you use to calculate your numbers. Like for example, if someone gave you task to calculate, to add or multiply to really crazy big numbers like 10,564 times 7,686, you will have to write that down, and you will have to do it if you would do it manually, you would need some time. Some of us would do it faster, some of us slower, but every one of us would need some time to calculate it manually, and it will take sometimes from a few seconds to a few minutes, but the bigger and the more complex the number, the more time we would need for it. That's just the fact. But if you would use a calculator or computer to do it, he would do it instantly, in a split of the second. You wouldn't even notice he calculated it. There would be just a result on the screen in a second, and it doesn't matter how big or complex that number or operations is, it would be only in a split of second. So same goes for Scratch reading these 3 blocks. Scratch does it in a split of seconds. He does it like hello, I'm Scratch Cat, welcome to programming, but all in the split of seconds, and he stops at the last one. So for example, if you would have like 100 blocks here to say which say something different, every block says something different, Scratch would read them in a split of seconds, 100 of them, and you would only see the last one of them. So sometimes it makes problems, sometimes it's cool and it works great for other things. We'll explain those later, but for saying some sentences, it's not very useful. It makes more problem than good. So we'll have to solve that, and we will do it in next videos. We will show a couple of explanations and solutions to that problem. But for now on, you just have to be aware that Scratch is reading the everything really fast, and if you want to use it for say or some similar blocks, you have to be aware of it. One solution would be just to type whole text here into the first block, and it would be typed like that on the screen because it's only one block. But for example, if you don't want to say it all at once, if you want to have some pause when talking, you wouldn't be able to do it just by sticking the blocks one under the other like this with only save blocks. So we will explain in other videos how to do it and what other blocks to use. But for now on, just remember that what say block does. It types some text on your screen, and you can use it in different situations for your game. For example, for some kind of interaction where one player interacts with other player, or NPCs, like if you have made some RPG game or something like that, where you have some game character, some NPC which gives you quests. He has to tell you something. You will probably use say block there. And other use would be, for example, if you want to make some interactive stories. We'll be showing that probably later in our tutorials, like for example I don't know which fairy tale or a story you like, but I don't know, Red Riding Hood or something like that, where you have two characters talking to each other. You can do it also. You can use save block also for that, for your animations and so on. So this block is useful, but we will have to explain a couple of tricks and a couple of other blocks to combine it with this block to show its full potential. For now, that's all, and keep on scratching, keep on learning. Bye for now.